Hi, this is Annelie. Today I'm gonna experiment a little bit more with my craft paint. I want to see if you can maybe make it cheaper. That some of all of us doesn't have everything, so I just want to see what are we going to use, or what you can use, or what works and what not. So let me just get that ant away. I've used this silicone mold, and I used my glue gun to fill these with it, and I just took it out. I've made a video. I don't want to make a video every time of the same thing, because you will get bored if you watch my craft videos. So what I did is I did this, and I took it out of the mold, and I tried. I haven't got a lot of I'm experimenting with this, so I'm not sure what type of glue will work the best. But what I did this one with my glue gun, and you can see it sticks. I did let it dry overnight, and you can see it sticks. Then I used my Gorilla wood glue for this middle part one, and this doesn't even move, so I'm quite amazed by this one. For this one I used this contact adhesive. It's almost like a Bostik. So this is the three glues I used. You can also see it sticks rather well. The only thing that I do see is they've got a yellow film where they stick out. This dries usually clear. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use my Heritage and my Dala craft paint to paint this, but I'm not going to put usually what I do is I put a gesso. I paint this whole thing with gesso, or I paint it with my chalk paint, and then I paint on top of that. But I'm going to try today just painting on top of this without using any primer. This is the two paints I'm going to use, Heritage and Dala. I don't know I think it's a South African brand, this one. This one I think you can get anywhere. So I must tell you, I've put it in bottles like these because it's just easier for me to use. So I'm not sure if it's Heritage. I think this one is Heritage. You can see I made an H there. This one is Dala. Oh, I actually marked it. This one is then also a Heritage. I'm going to use white and red and I think turquoise. And I'm not sure. I will see as I get along, and a little bit of my white. My white is Heritage, so I will maybe even throw in a little bit of this Dala olive green, but it's both of them are craft paints, so easy to get hold of, and they're not that expensive like your ordinary tube acrylics. So okay, I'm just gonna paint this now. I'm just thinking I'm gonna paint it blue at the back, make my tops of my mushrooms red, and make this maybe a creamy color that I forgot to take out, but it's also a Heritage or a Dala. Okay, I've got this broken white. It's also a Heritage. I must say I prefer the Heritage. I don't like this one too much, but sometimes when I can't get hold of this, or I see a nice color in this one, I just use this as well. So yeah, I'm gonna start to paint. So this is actually the one I'm going to paint, because it looks like this for me. I haven't seen this in real life. It's beautiful. I love mushrooms. It's so magical for me. I love it. But anyway, let's get painting. Take a small brush, and I don't like small brushes, but I will just try and fill that up without touching the mushrooms. I'm going to take a little bit of my green, and I'm just going to put a little bit here on the bottom. I've got a little bit of brown with my green now. Of course, I don't like the green too much on its own. I don't know if I'm going to like that. Maybe I'm going to take it away again when this is dry. Usually I use my heat gun to dry this, but as this is a hot glue, I don't think it's going to work. So now I'm just going to take a smaller brush, and I'm going to start with my stems. So I've got my broken white, and I'm going to do my stems with the broken white. And I think this part here, I will maybe touch the background, so I will need to touch that up again. I think I just want to put a touch of my brown. I've got a dark brown here with my broken white, just to add a little bit of shadowy parts here and there, because I saw the stems are a little bit brownish, and I think it's maybe the soil or something that's picking up in the mushroom, and I can see I need to put a second coat of that broken white, but we will do that a little bit later. I'm going to move to my red now. While this is drying, let me just close some bottles here. I'm going to start with my red. And I must say, I am really surprised about this craft paint on this what do you call that, the glue gun. I don't even know if it's going to be necessary to go second coat over this. Just remember, if it's still wet and you want to put the second coat, let it dry before you put the next coat. That's just how acrylic works. At the moment I'm pleasantly surprised how the red and the blue covered the background. So I'm gonna put a little bit of my darker brown in here, because it's not enough depth for me everywhere. And then I will just highlight again on top of this. The only one that I can see at the moment that will need to get a second coat is the broken white, this beige color. Okay, now I'm just going to do my white dots. I'm going to dry brush a little bit of my white over these areas at the bottom of my mushroom. Just want to put the white a little bit thicker because I'm not going to go for a second coat. I'll rather put it on thick and let it dry. I think it looks super cute. I love it. While I'm waiting for the white to dry, I'm just going to take a little bit of my brown. And I just want to go a little bit into these areas underneath my mushroom with my brown to just give it a little bit of more of a shadowy effect. I think that's enough. The only thing that I want to try and do, but I must wait for it to dry completely, is to splatter a little bit of brown on top of this, because this blue is too much for me. I must have maybe made it lighter. I'm not going to go everywhere around everything again, so I'm just going to quickly dry. Okay, I've got my white, or my broken white. And I'm just gonna splatter a little bit. I think I've made it too watery. Let me just get a little bit off. And I think that's enough. And I hope you can see it. You can make a hole there beforehand and string it with a few beads and stuff. I will show you as I go along. I plan to make I've got a lot of new molds, so I am anxious to play with them. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I will definitely see you next time, and you must have a lovely day.